Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, are making some really good trades as per usual. And let's dive into some analysis here. So, as you guys can tell, we got a nice little down day today in the SPY. So, again, plays in line with the markets being a little bit overextended in the short term, you could say. We've been kind of going up nonstop, and now we're getting a pretty severe pullback, reset, and the correction could be over. I was checking it out on Wave Edge and Market Cipher, and you're starting to see a nice little red dot on the larger time frames, like the 4 hour. The daily cycle still looks bullish, although it is losing momentum now, and actually printed a red dot on the future. So we'll have to see if that confirms. The weekly time frame still looks bullish, although less bullish after today's dump. And then we get on to the smaller time frames, right? So you can see the 1 hour is already trying to bottom out here with a possible green dot trying to form. And that could mean that the dip may be bought. You see on the SPY, on the smaller time frames, on the 1 hour, or sorry, not the SPY, but the futures. Money, was it the futures? Oh, I was looking at the NASDAQ. Yeah, there we go. So smart money was piling in and buying the dip here and trying to pump this back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did pump it back up tomorrow morning and continued the rally and extended it further. And really, the Bears are cheering right away, and the Bulls are always like, oh no, this beautiful opportunity to buy the dip because it's going to run another 6-7% without any pullback whatsoever. So you're getting a lot of arrogance from the Bulls now, and you're getting a little bit of desperation from the Bears too, because we've been, they've been trying to call the top right here, and I got a short going on, which is pretty close to break even now. Not too much going on. We had a pop and it reversed down, and it kind of played in line with my gap fill theory as well on the Qs and the Nasdaq, and we did fill the gap. Both gaps created another gap here, and then when the market opened, it sold off pretty hard. So looking good so far, but this is a pretty big bearish engulfing candle here on the Qs. The weekly time frame now flipping red for the first time in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So we'll have to see how everything plays out tomorrow. Let me check to see if we have any data coming out tomorrow. So tomorrow we don't have anything for the US, nothing of dramatic importance. I think it's on Thursday that core retail sales are coming up, retail sales month over month, unemployment rate, and the Philly Fed manufacturing index. And then on Friday, we have nothing except for U.S. building permits and U.S. housing starts, and a few FOMC members are going to be speaking. And that's basically it. And then until next week you have basically almost next to nothing, except for on Thursday, you have more flash manufacturing PMI coming out. And core durable goods on Friday. So not too much in the next couple of weeks. So that's why I think that the dip buyers could get hold of this situation again and continue to float this up. Bitcoin had a big surge up to 67,500. I took my profits on my long and exited this today inside the crypto Discord. But as for hedgeline trading, I actually did open up a short today very quickly, trying to short the highs, and we nailed it as it reversed down pretty hard with the entire market, and then it bounced back up, and I kind of closed my position near the end of the day. But a nice trade overall. So we'll continue to keep posting those. And so basically, again, we're looking for a significant top in this market. It can go on for a while, and it can continue to go on higher. So just don't be in denial and think that you're smarter than the market and you're gonna nail the top, and it's not gonna continue to go up, because it can. So I'm looking for something like this to play out, and eventually, it will come to an end, and probably maybe after elections is when we get that major pullback. So I'm just curious to see, because I see a lot of YouTubers calling for tops tomorrow. You won't nail the date, and I don't think I'll nail the date either, but I'll be pretty darn close to it, and we'll chart it along the way. But we'll use our indicators, and right now Market Cipher, it's definitely showing that we are a bit extended on the daily. red dot, and we need a pullback and start to roll over. When you look at the 4-hour, you still got good green money flow, but it's due for a bit of a pullback here. 1-hour time frame, you still got green money flow. So you could form a green dot here, find a low, and start to rally back up. And if it does, then the bulls are back in charge, and the bears are going to lose control again. But right now, what's going for the bears at the moment is the VIX is over 20, and it looks like it's ready to explode higher. Right, so you kind of got this 1-2-1-2 setup, and I think the VIX can go higher, much higher, and even take out this peak here at 23. And if it does, then you're going to have a big meltdown day, possibly a big meltdown week. Anyways, let me continue, and we'll take a look at the semis first, because that was the big news of today. So like I always say, in like yesterday's video title, when the semis are strong, there's nothing wrong. When the semis fail, you better bail. And today the semis indeed did fail big time, and they got a big pullback of 5.4%. The XOXL, I believe, was down even more. It was down 15%. XOXS surged higher. So again, when the semis do this, it's not good. It's the sign of weakness. I also said too, it could have possibly ended right here. Although I think we need to readjust it a little bit. I mean, I had it on the 45-minute count here up to wave 3, but this could easily continue to extend if it wants to bounce tomorrow and continue to rally up into our sell area. Again, my sell area is all the way up here at 269 to 282. And this is the area where I would be looking for shorts. I didn't hop into shorts prematurely on the SMH because this can easily continue to go back up, right? We got one bit of bad news today. I think it was related to ASML holdings, and they went down pretty significantly, and expects 20% of revenue, blah, 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 blah. EV tools. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the semis, so technology stock, I think. Yeah, electronic technology, semiconductors. So obviously this was a pretty dramatic moment for the semis, and I think everything was selling off. We'll take a look at our AMD chart. So again, AMD, told you guys the short area was 172 when we were down here, or maybe around here at 149. I told you guys the short area was 172. What happened? Again, they don't always reverse like this, right? Sometimes you go in a little bit deeper. You can even invalidate it, and that will reset the chart for another target. And I think we did have an invalidation here. And I told you guys the next area was 172. What happens? 9% drop since then. AMD is down. Beautiful trade if you guys would have taken it. And then we take a look at a few other ones. So we'll take a look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, did it take out the all-time high? It did not. But it's set up in a 1-2 pattern, 1-2-1-2. So it could actually just surge up higher and continue to help push the SMH. If it wants to do that, it doesn't have to, but it could easily continue to do that. And I wouldn't be fighting the tape too much. People are so willing to buy NVIDIA. It's a very tough stock to short. If you were gonna short a stock, you want to look for some weak names. They're gonna collapse and continue to collapse down. Right now China's not faring very well. You could easily short some Chinese names. They've had a pretty significant run up, but the way it ended, I don't really like how it ended like this. You could technically make the case that this was a 4 and a 5, but it's just that it's such a small 4 and a 5 that I would have to maybe just call this a three-wave move up, like we got going on in the HSI, and this could have topped right there. So I had the sell area up here in a WXI. In a 3-wave move up, and you know what, we reversed from this area too, and we're selling off now. So we'll have to see if we continue to sell off, but it remains to be seen. I think I'll stop. I'll just put this here for now. I wanted to move it all the way back up to my index charts, but yeah, we'll continue on. We'll take a look at the TLT. So today the TLT finally had a reversal. Told you guys it was a little bit oversold, overdone on the smaller time frames. Look at that RSI. I mean, you're due for a relief rally. So yields pulled back today as people fled out of equities, sold their semis, bought back into bonds. it's just the way it goes. You see the yields are so extended, you're most likely going to get a pullback, which means bond prices are going to go up. But for bond prices to go up, you got to get people to buying those bonds. How are you going to get people to buy the bonds? You dump the market dumps, people flee back into safe haven assets like bonds, gold and silver. And speaking about gold and silver, gold does look like it's ready to make its final leg higher here. I think you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, maybe 2750, 2850, around that area. You should be done. And once that move finishes, then you'll have a high in place in gold, and gold will most likely get a severe pullback along with the rest of the market. Silver is making its way up very slowly here, taking its time. It's chewing its food. And it's got ways to go still. It's got to get into the $34, $35 area, in my opinion. It can go higher up to 38, and then you'll be in a significant topping area for silver, and that's your danger area for reversal. And then we'll take a look at the DXY. So the DXY needs to pull back here. It is getting overextended. Could easily continue to extend, but I think you need a pullback. But ultimately, the low could be in on the DXY. If it truncated, like the yields are trying to truncate right now, that means you're going to get a surge higher in the dollar. Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean like oil's going up and inflation's coming back and they're going to have to raise rates again? And like that would cause a market capitulation. You would see panic across the board if that were to happen. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up with a few more names here. So let's take a look. I think someone was talking about Intel, INTC. I don't know if I have a chart going for this one. I do. Okay, so Intel looks like it needs to make another low. It's as simple as that. I think one of my friends texted me that they're just holding Intel. I'm just gonna hold Intel because it's so cheap, and but things that are making new lows can continue to make new lows. And my target area for Intel is all the way down at like $7. It's like another 50% drop. It means like there's some really bad news coming for Intel, and I don't know what it could be. But you got really like interesting names that continue to sell off for a really long time. For me, I really liked Walgreens, and then it just kept selling off, and then you made your way all the way back down from the $96 highs all the way down to $10. Like you're talking about like a 90% reduction in the stock here, right? So it can continue to go lower and lower and lower and lower. Just because one thing is going lower and it stops doesn't mean it's done. It can continue. It can easily continue. The reason the Dow Jones went down so much today, you had UNH go down 8% on earnings, I believe. So earnings came out, beat on all metrics. I'm guessing weak guidance, and then the Dow Jones is price cap weighted. So the higher the price of the stock, the more weight it has in the index. And UNH is definitely up there. I believe it's the highest one, if not the second highest. And then you had a major pullback, so Dow Jones definitely got hammered today on those earnings, and it could have maybe marked the top today. Right? We've been tracking the DIA, which is the Dow Jones as well. I don't know if I updated this chart. Is it this one? It's a Dow Jones chart that I had somewhere. Okay, maybe it's somewhere else, but I don't know where it could be. But anyways, it's definitely due for a pullback for sure. And then it could continue, but it remains to be seen. But we're looking for a top in this market. When we take a look at a few other names here, let me finish it up. So we'll wrap it up with like Tesla, some more big cap tech names. So Tesla continues to chop here. It needs to make one more low. You could easily just break the low and then you'll be finished. You could retest this trend line, get a bigger bounce, and then you get that final flush down in another 5-wave move. So something like this is what you're looking for in Tesla. You want to hold this low though. You really want to hold this low, and because if you don't, you're gonna start to go much lower, and you could easily break major support. And if you break this low, you could break 100 and continue down. But really, I like this area for a dip buy in Tesla. Meta is still in wave 4, looks like. I think it made a new low today. Could be done and could be ready for another rally, right? So Meta is still very strong, but again, very close to a top. Google needs more work. It needs to go higher, and it was up today, but I think it lost a lot of its gains due to market selling off. But the target area remains the same. So Apple finally broke the highs here, and it's getting ready for a possible 1-2-1-2 setup for much higher prices. Again, I see a lot of people calling for a double top on the financial Twitter. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's very easy to invalidate double tops. You just go higher, and then your double tops invalidated, and now whoever's continuing to hold those shorts in the hopes of a big massive crash in Apple won't happen. Did I do Amazon? Amazon inside of its final 5th wave, I believe. So there you go. Amazon 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5. I actually would like this to be another 1-2-1-2 setup, but I think we are still inside this 3, to be honest. I think you're inside that 3, and it needs to extend higher. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of stocks that do still need to extend higher. Some stocks are already pulling back, like the semis, so that's definitely concerning. Let me check the crypto stocks. We haven't checked them in a while. Mara. Man, oh man, is Mara like such a tough play. Like Bitcoin gave everything it needed for a lot of these stocks, not just Mara, to rally up, but they didn't. And what you got is a wave 2 extension, 1, 2, 3, 3-wave move, and it looks like it's getting ready for a major capitulation down. So that's just my opinion. We've been in this count for a while, but if it does end up breaking down and we hit these levels, then I'm going to be buying with both hands when we get down here. But until now, there's a no trade setup for me, and maybe we'll play some puts. CLSK started rallying, and we'll take a look. Do I have any other stocks? I think I did Hive or Hut Mining before. Hut Mining, there we go. So Hut Mining is kind of bottoming out as well. Definitely like the stock for the long-term hold if crypto is going to be super bullish and rally. And I want to take a look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy made a new all-time high today. Or actually, I shouldn't say that, because their all-time high was like $333 back in the dot-com bubble. I think this was the dot-com bubble, yeah. And they did do a stock split too. So that's why all those lines are here from the the old stock price. We can get rid of that. But MicroStrategy might be a good short opportunity if Bitcoin is going to break down. You got major divergences on the larger time frames. Weekly and the monthly are looking ready for a potential meltdown here if that's the case, if that's going to happen. But I'll keep you guys posted. It's a very volatile stock, and I wouldn't be surprised to see MicroStrategy dump all the way back down to maybe like $100 or something like that before Bitcoin's ready to run higher. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on the market right now. It's you want to be most likely day trading right now. Go in, get out, get in and get out to get your profits. Then when the market gives you a profit, you take it. It's not a really buy and hold type of situation, because we're at all-time highs, and there's lots of bullish people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter, just keep buying." Just like it just I mean, they were always probably saying this here, right? Or here. We're at all-time highs. Who cares? We're at all-time highs. Just keep buying. Just keep buying. It's gonna run up another 10%. You want to avoid these big downturns, right? And probably even catch. We caught some massive shorts on these. We banked some huge profits, caught some longs too, and that's the way you want to do it. Anyways, have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.